Good morning. Look at Mama Shasta. Ooh, this gorgeous morning. Is today Wednesday? Gorgeous. Gorgeous. You know, it's always better in person than on camera, but man, we really do live in National Geographics out here. It is freaking gorgeous. It really is. Got snow cap on top and the freshest water in all 50 states, period. The best water. Clean air, smooth trees, everything's life. Everything's awesome. So, wow. It's a gorgeous morning. All right, peeps, we're right back at it. Today is Wednesday. And so, today's topic is intergenerational living. Today I wanted to talk a little bit more to the permaculture, ecoculture, spiritual economic people, crystal loving, drum circles, visionaries, the younger generation, my generation and younger. I've been talking to Ray a little bit about this, but I need the young people, the ones that hold the vision that you can have up to 9 tiny houses on any one parcel, residential 2-3, commercial 1-2 zoning in Mount Shasta. The ones that hold the dream of community living, intergenerational living, emergency services living, where you have you can have less, but up to 9 tiny houses on wheels on any one parcel. Imagine if you have a small parcel, maybe you only have 4. Imagine if you have a really, really, really big parcel and you can cut it up sub parcel, now you have 18, right? So you can have up to 9 with a community center in the middle or a community garden in the middle, all your best friends. You know, I don't know, I visualize that one day there'll be like a guy's camp over there, like a men's group camp over there. There'll be like a women's thing over there. There'll be like a single moms thing over there. There'll be like, I don't know, just whatever. Just, you know, multiple tiny home villages with a niche. Or single dads with kids over there. You know, just a niche of some kind. Maybe emergency services housing. I don't know. These are just crazy ideas, but I need more of those people. And I need them to come to council. So these are the type of people that they're not comfortable in city council. They're not comfortable in standing on the podium and speaking. They're not comfortable with standing out. Typically, they're just definitely not ever really often found in city planning or city councils. They're just not, for a lot of reasons, but that's okay. See, on my left side, I have third dimensional brick and mortar, successful entrepreneurial, businessy, fine print, legal, lawful people over here on the left side. On the right side, I have unicorns and butterflies and fifth dimensional, etheric, up in the clouds, barely on earth type of people too. And those are fifth dimension. So third and fifth, I need fourth dimensional hybrid beings. I call them classy hippies. Classy hippies are somebody that you're in the spiritual realms of etherical knowledge and esoterics and metaphysics as a metaphysician like me. And you're good at money, you're good at business, you're good at people skills, you're good at handshakes, you're good at eye-to-eye conversations, you don't have anxiety with all these things, you have great work ethic, etc., etc., etc. So you're not all about earth, and you're not all about spirituality where you have an imbalance. That's where most of our people are. Most of our people are either you're really successful down here on earth, but you can work on your spirituality, or you're in Mount Shasta and you're super good at spirituality, but you're not that good down here on earth. And what I need to find more of is a fourth dimensional hybrid being. Call it whatever you want to call it. I don't care, but I need more of them. I need those people that hold the vision that you can have a community living or intergenerational living with a community center in the middle to come to the dinner. So 2 weeks from now, we have the dinner, but we're going to have the city councilman and woman there this December 13th on Saturday at 5 p.m. to answer questions about affordable housing, worker-based housing, income-based housing, alternative housing, the projects that we have, the 1% sales tax increase to save our city, all these Q&As. And then we're going downstairs to a physical tiny house on wheels, and we're going to touch it. And you're going to walk in. And you want to move stuff around. You want to see if your single mom with kids can fit in here, or your single dad with kids, or a little partnership, or you and your pets. Or is it too big? Is it too small? But just touch it. You'll figure it out. To come. Because right now, we are getting a lot of business people and homeowners and landowners and the left side are coming more to us. They're coming more to us just because they're more grounded, earthy, and zoning and projects and townhomes and landings and all these things. And it's partly because of my language. It's partly because I'm on top of here saying all this stuff, but my language is attracting that type of people. And what I could use more of is my visionaries on the right side, because I need more of them. They're the ones that hold a heart. They hold a flame inside of them of that vision. There is not a lot of business owner people over here on the left side that hold a vision of up to 9 tiny houses with a community center in the middle for intergenerational whatever. They're not over here on the left side. They're not businessy people. They're just there because for mostly practical business reasons. But they don't hold the vision of what communal living, permaculture living, eco-friendly living, sustainable living, get a greenhouse and build a mushroom thing on the back end and become reliable, retainable, all that stuff. On this side is where the people that hold intergenerational housing, communal housing living, village living with the, I don't know how many times I've heard that in 10, 20 years from so many different groups all over the place, from all the cousins, all of Ashland, all of Sedona, everywhere where there's a vortex mounted somewhere. People have thought about and pushed this thing through. They've pushed the mentogram upstairs to down here, and then they got stuck because it was never legal until right now. Mount Shasta is finally official alternative housing, tiny houses on wheels approved in Mount Shasta, anti-Airbnb 30 days or less rentals. No environmentalist can stop it because it's too small of an impact on the land kind of thing. We just made history in Mount Shasta. And so every Mother Earth child that's ever come to Mount Shasta, from every country that's ever come to Mount Shasta, in multiple countries, they have dreamed about communal tiny houses on wheels villages with community center in the middle of some kind, with some vision about that. And it finally became true. And most of those people are typically not inside a city council or businesses or chamber of commerce, et cetera, all these different things. They're not mostly in there. They're mostly at the headwaters. They're mostly at equinoxes on the top of the mountain, at solstices on the top of the mountain with bonfires and a lot of joy and a lot of celebration, a lot of dance, which is good. But then we have like a small tweak about economics. Don't know how to ground it on top of earth. So there's two laws in heaven and on earth. As above, so below. As below, so above. As within, so without. As without, so within. And so you can't just be one and not the other. It doesn't work. And you can't just be down here and not the other. It just doesn't work. There's always a void. There's always some missing piece. There's always like, I'm so good over here, but I never figure out how to get my rent together. And then you're down here and you're like, oh, I'm so good in business, but I still feel a void of spirituality because I don't know where I belong. I don't know who I really am. And so, I don't know, I think I'm kind of in the way. Oh no, there's a little school bus that stops over here, and there's kind of their place. Oh, there's the school bus. I just don't want to accidentally, moms and kids, that's kind of their parking spot. I want to take it over, so just move a little bit. So I need more of the visionaries. It's time for my other people, the other circles, to start to come in. All of my indigenous circles, all of my I amers, all of my Christian Jesus lovers, all of my crystal loving, yoga loving, organic loving, wholeness people. It's time for them to start to come in, because I need more people, more council members to hear the impact of how many people hold the vision of communal living, intergenerational living, especially in this next 10 or 20 years, this next couple decades. A lot of our elders, the baby boomers, are going to be downsizing from their bigger houses down to smaller, affordable housing. And if they could get with young families, 20s, 30s, and 40s with a couple kids inside of communal living, they would love it. They would love to teach and pass the torch on to younger kids, kind of thing, in a protective, safe place. They would just love it. And that's the way it used to be. That's the only way it used to be. That's the way it still is in many of the third world areas, or Hawaii or Polynesian or Mexican or the other cultures. Is still to have a grandpa live in the same house as the parents, as the kids, as the grandkids is super normal in Hawaii. It's normal in indigenous circles and cultures. So every time something comes up on this planet, it's really funny when people think it's new. It's not new. It's old tech. It's not new tech. Oh, this is such great philosophy of family. No, that's just normal government that's ran for 100,000 years. Intergenerational living. That's not new anything. Permaculture living. That's not new. That's old. Even AI. AI is not new. It's old. Even, you guys think climate change is something. It's not new. It's just cycle. It's old. This planet's a lot older than anybody thinks. Anyone knows. Nuclear warfare. That is not new. That's old. And so all I'm trying to do, I'm saying stuff that's super basic, but it's old technology. It's old teaching. It's not new teaching. I'm not reinventing the wheel, creating something that hasn't been. It's all been before. It's just brushing it off with a broom and a mop and cleaning it up and bringing it forward again. Because I see an imbalance and I see where the world's going. And I can tell you, I was talking to a good friend, Dominique, last night, but what I can tell you right now, for everybody that doesn't get this yet, in the next couple years, Google, Facebook, Meta, and all these bigger tech companies, they're all going to go into AI glasses. It's going to start rippling off in every major city in Sacramento and Eugene. It's going to then ripple off to Redding and Medford. And from there, it's going to ripple off into Siskiyou County in just the next couple years. In the next few years, all the schools inside of Siskiyou County is going to start to talk about taking away the glasses from everybody wearing it in school because it's such a distraction. In the next 5 years, maybe 10, 5, probably 10 tops. Cell phones will be ancient technology. Cell phones will be like a CD player and a DVD player and a Bluetooth player and a Sega Genesis and a Nintendo and a color TV into regular ass TV. I don't even know why anyone buys a HD TV anymore. They're cheap as hell. It's it's just going to be old. It's going to be like a dial phone with the ring on top of it with the one cord in the kitchen that had a long ass phone. That's ancient technology. When those glasses come out in the next couple years, the phone will be gone. The phone will be just ancient Probably after that, there'll be some little eye contact thing instead of glasses. Now, here's the good news. The good news is when all these things hit, which is mathematical, and there's not a damn thing any one of us can stop it, to stop it. When it does hit all these major cities, and it does ripple off into the 100,000 population cities of Reading and Medford, and it does get here to Siskiyou County, 40,000 people total. When it does happen, there's going to be an impulse. There's going to be a sacral root chakra impulse that those that are in the major cities that do not want AI technology inside their world, that's just the last straw for them. They're moving away from Eugene and Sacramento, and they're moving towards Reading and Medford. So now those towns that's 80,000-ish, 100,000, whatever, they're going to end up growing because it's smaller and that's what they're attracted to. Vice versa, those that are in Reading and Medford, when they see that their ground is rolling kind of like a Bend, Oregon. Remember how fast Bend grew? When they see their town starts growing like that and they see the glasses and stuff, they don't want that feeling. That impulse inside is going to ring really strong across the whole U.S. and across the whole world. And since Mount Shasta is known in multiple countries, Sweden, just so many groups from so many countries come over here for spiritual tourism. That's our niche. Tourism is our real industry in Siskiyou County, period. And then spiritual tourism is Mount Shasta's niche. That's what we need to super advertise, but we don't, but we need to. It's out. We are all outdoor recreational year-round tourism. Yes. But we are definitely a niche inside of spiritual tourism, period. Kind of like Sedona, kind of like Maui, kind of like, I can't think of somebody else right now. That's what Mount Shasta has to have a different form of advertisement than everybody else. Anyway, the idea is that the impulse is going to go out. There's going to be a calling. The mountain's going to end up calling more people. Okay. As technology increases, which is take the last 50 years of technology on the planet. 100 years ago, we didn't have a plane or a train. Okay, 100 years ago, the Green Books of St. Germain Foundation just came out. Doesn't seem that long ago, but we're about to hit that 100-year mile marker spiritually. The impulse is we're gonna hit the 100-year mile marker. We're 100 years into a 2,000-year Aquarian age cycle. If you think about it, that's only 5% into a golden age guaranteed cycle. We're barely in the very beginnings of the golden age. We're 5% in. We barely took the beachhead of America. Barely. And now the second crew and third crew, like me and the kids after me, they're all coming in slowly. And so now we're moving into the next wave. There's an impulse that's coming, and the people that's inside the major cities from the AI that comes over to the smaller cities, and when those small cities come over to Siskiyou County, it's calling them. They want slower chickens, chicken living, eggs, big farms, cows, intergenerational living, permaculture living, spiritual economics. They want all these different things as an impulse inside, and they're going to end up coming here to Siskiyou County because of it, because of all the technology that's increasing in every major city, and just waking, like, it's take the last technology for the last 100 years, 50 years, and smash it into the next 5 years. That's how fast our world is moving. And no joke, once all the AIs gobble up each AI one after another, don't even buy any AI companies right now. This is my little 2 cents, just because a week later, another AI company is going to be that plus more. It's moving so fast right now that the world is changing like weekly, like really fast. Weekly. It's a lot. If you watch anything on the outside of Siskiyou County coming into what's going to happen in the future of Siskiyou County, it's a lot. And so our kids are going to meet new pressures that not even the parents have ever seen before, not even me. For my kids are going to meet challenges that I have never seen before. No 40-year-old parents have ever seen before. And any parents of a parents, like their grandparents, kids' grandparents, definitely has never seen it, which is 4 out of 5 council members of each city in Siskiyou County, including the county, especially the county. I'm not sure the county understands that we're about to get cut in half. A population of 40,000 is about to go to 20,000 just because most of our population is 55 or older, which is not old, but 65, 75, 85, that's our population in most small towns. And there's a guaranteed graduation and ascension that's mile markered for now, which is the great transition. That's what I'm calling it, the great transition. It's never seen before like this for a long time, where a great mass group have left at the same time. Not like this. So it's exciting times, but there's a lot of opportunity here too. And so if you're ready, if you're able to carry the torch, hold the pressure, stay sustained, stop feeling scared about what other people think about you when you speak, know that you're holding the truth, you know what the future is coming to, you know that the population from Redding and Medford is going to start to move into Siskiyou County in the next 10 years, just because AI is rippling them off and the mountain's going to start to call them in. Where's the housing? If we have a guaranteed graduation that's leaving, which is almost 50% of each population, and if our kids have no place to call home, they don't have affordable housing, they don't have income-based housing, and they don't have worker-based housing, qualified housing. In your town, Mount Shasta is doing it, but what about your town? How are you going to keep your high school and elementary school and the next generation after that in 10 years from now, and the next generation after that 10 years after that? When AI ripples off in all the major cities and the ripple effect finally comes here to Siskiyou County, is your city prepared? Honestly, I don't think so. I think we in Mount Shasta are doing the very best that we can. And even yet, with all these things happening, there is still a very high probability that Mount Shasta, with all its industries, we have the most industry compared to all the other cities in Siskiyou County. We have the ski park. Etna doesn't have a ski park. You know what I mean? Montague doesn't have a ski park. We have 89 to Vegas, Reno. We have 97 to Klamath Falls, and we have north and south I-5. We have the perfect highway pinpoint, plus the mountain, plus the lake, plus the resort, and all that. And with all of that, tourism, outdoor tourism, recreational tourism, and spiritual tourism, there is still a high probability that we're going to turn into a township and file bankruptcy as a city in about a year and a half. So if we have all those things to help our town stay alive, and your small town inside of Siskiyou County does not have any of those things, and your council is about 65 years old on average, and you guys are not building 3, 4, 5, 6 different affordable housing or alternative housing options to retain your kids, or thinking ahead where the big dip is going to happen in the next 10, 20 years where you're going to lose half of your population. If you're not thinking about that now, a lot of your stuff is going for sale. Intergenerational farming is gone. Just a lot is going to happen in this county in the next 10, 20 years. And if we're not just staying focused on it, we're putting more attention on it, I promise you, I'm going to do everything that I possibly can to help Mount Shasta stay alive and keep our kids in retention and a low revolving door. But even with all this, there's still a really high probability that we might turn back into a township. And if Mount Shasta goes, then there's a high probability that every other small town around it. So we are moving into the great transition, great times. I need more people to come to this dinner and ask Q&A questions to the counselors today. Like December 13th, Saturday, every second Saturday of every month, I need you guys there. I'm going to bring a tiny house on wheels on site. You guys are going to walk it and you're going to love it. It's either too big or too small, or you want to move a bed over here or there and see if your family can fit in it. I'm going to figure out financing with credit unions and insurance people. I'm going to figure out the fundraiser dinner so that we can buy the land. We already got the tiny houses approved. Now we need to buy the land. Now we need to do connections, sewer, electrical, city connections, which costs a lot of money. And then we have to do master plans. How many tiny houses can we really fit with a community center in the middle, individual parking, couple of visitors parking, lighting. The pitch of the roof has to be snow load, insulation, snow load, safe on the highway, the right colors, this matches the mountain, all these things. That's what the fundraiser dinners are for. And so if you believe that we can do this, then I need you. Mama Shasta needs you. And this entire county is about to change. And my job is to try my very best to wake everybody up. Because big change is coming. And if you're ready for it, there's a parable. This is my last thought. There's a parable out there that talks about the multiplication of talents. Back in the day, talents used to be money. So the Lord came over to 3 servants, gave them 1, gave them 4, gave them 5, and said, go out, good servant, and multiply. Well, the one that was fear-based, which is most people inside of Siskiyou County, they buried their talents. Talents was once money back in the day, or resource. It's metaphysically, it's energy. You could take it literal, like your talents, like singing, dancing, ukulele, logging, trucking, whatever, speaking, your Christ talents. You could take it literal. But the ones that feared, so he gave it 1, 4, and 5. Number 1, buried it out of fear. Number 2, multiplied it. Number 3, multiplied it. When the Lord came back and said, what did you do with my money? Thou good and faithful servant, public servants, every city council member inside of city council in Siskiyou County. Thou good and faithful servant, what have you done? 1/3 of all the stewards buried their talents. Which, if you think about it a little bit, 1/3 of Siskiyou County is going under. It's going to turn into townships no matter what. It's turning into McLeod, which is fine. It is what it is. 2/3 multiplied their talents. Hopefully, we can get 2/3 of Siskiyou County to multiply their talents. Hopefully. But there's 2 little principles. Number 1, 1/3 of all the resources that got buried got transferred. The talents that was buried underground based on fear was never lost. It doesn't just evaporate. Energy doesn't disappear. Energy just gets transferred. That's the first law you got to understand. So when I tell you that the great transition is happening and people are guaranteed graduation and ascension, seasons is coming. Those that hold the light really well, hold their business and the growing of the people for greater stewardship, those that multiply talents, when that great transition happens, the energy will be transferred to those that know how to hold the light. This is not just Siskiyou County. This is California. This is 50 states. This truth is truth. It works. Here's the second thing that's the most important thing, especially when it comes to prosperity, abundance, and wealth. When the Lord came back and said, what did you do? The top 2 said, we have multiplied the talents that thou hast given us. Let's stop right there. That's stewardship. That's not ownership. That is stewardship. There's a big ass difference. Big difference. Thou good and faithful steward. Thou hast taken the talents that I have given thee. Which is another paradigm. You need to realize that you're talentless beings. Everybody equally had 0 talents. And then God gave you talents. And then the talents that you were given, you're just a steward of it. You don't own anything. And then the very last part of that parable is the most important, where he says, Lord, all the talents that thou givest me, I have multiplied. And right here's the most important part. And I give it back to thee. That is the very most important. That's the very most important part of the whole thing. And so it is. If you prepare today for what's coming, the great transition that is coming, and you know how to multiply talents, the first thing is that everybody that doesn't know how to multiply talents out of fear and they bury their talents, all the energy will be transferred to you as a great leader to keep our county alive. Number two, you have to have a paradigm of stewardship and not ownership. You have to really know that. And especially in metaphysics and in spirituality with my people, even the body, 6'2" Polynesian man of light named Afa, I'm just a steward of this. Even this is not mine. So all the resources, all the money, all the land, all the tiny houses, all the alternative housing, all the investments, all the businesses, including the body, is all not mine. They're all just stewardships. All the talents that thou givest me, I have multiplied in the last paradigm, and I give it back to thee. I hope this lands hard with some people inside of their hearts to really know exactly what's going on, why it's going on, how it's going on, the milestone markers that we're hitting as humanity, and where there's always mile markers or initiations or dispensations is the right word. Gifts. There's massive opportunity. Massive opportunity. So if you see it now, go for it. Today's the day to go for it, to really go for it, and then hold it, because you're gonna get it all. Everything that the Father has is thine. Okay, that's it. Mama Shasta's happy. I'm happy. You're happy. Let's move. Time to go back to work. Love and light. Like it. Share it. I'll see you at the dinner. Bye.